Hello, welcome. You're watching Express News. I'm Siddharth Bharadwaj, and in this section, we give you top 100 news of the day. So let's get started. Indian Defence Accounts Service probationers called on President Draupadi Murmu on Wednesday, I beg your pardon, at Rashtrapati Bhavan, where she emphasized understanding armed forces' unique challenges, hardships and operational realities. In a historic Christmas Eve mission, the Indian Space Research Organization's heaviest rocket, LVM-3M6, successfully placed a US communications satellite into lower orbit on Wednesday. ISRO chairman V. Narayanan expressed his happiness, saying that the LVM-3M6 Bahubali rocket has successfully placed the Bluebird Block 2 satellite into the intended orbit. He also congratulated the New Space India and AST Space Mobile on the achievement. Vice President C.P. Radhakrishnan congratulated ISRO on the successful LVM-3M6 launch of the US Bluebird Block 2 satellite, the heaviest ever from India, praising enhanced space leadership and a step toward Atmanirbhar Bharat. Prime Minister Narendra Modi also congratulated space scientists and engineers for successful launch of LVM-3M6, the heaviest satellite ever launched from Indian soil, stating that it marks a proud milestone in India's space journey. Prime Minister Narendra Modi is set to visit Lucknow, Uttar Pradesh on 25th of December on the occasion of 101st birth anniversary of former Prime Minister Bharat Ratna Atal Bihari Vajpayee. PM will also inaugurate a Rashtra Prerna Sthal on the occasion. The Prime Minister's office has on social media posted that GST 2.0 reforms have boosted India's economy amid global woes. October collections hit rupees 1.96 trillion, prompting RBI's upward FY26 GDP forecast to 7.3%. Further, the PMO posted that the Reserve Bank of India highlights 2025's global trade shifts necessitate economic reforms to maintain India's high growth path, noting buoyant equity markets from big tech optimism. The PM's office has also posted Union Minister Shivraj Singh Chauhan's article that explains how Viksit Bharat Guarantee for Rozgar and Ajivika Mission Grameen Act treats income support, asset creation, agricultural stability as a continuum after extensive consultations with states and stakeholders. Taking to X, the PMO has further said that in the Indian Parliament's winter session, 160 lower house speeches used non-Hindi, non-English languages, Tamil leading with 50. Live translations support all 22 official languages better. Union Commerce and Industry Minister Piyush Goyal posted on social media highlighting that under PM Modi's leadership, India signed Comprehensive Economic and Trade Agreement with UK, Comprehensive Economic Partnership Agreement with Oman, concluded a Free Trade Agreement with New Zealand, achieving record exports and boosting global ties. Civil Aviation Minister Ram Mohan Naidu has announced India's re-election to the International Civil Aviation Organization Council with a top mandate, crediting PM Modi's leadership for global recognition. Meanwhile, in an update from the Indigo crisis, India's Directorate General of Civil Aviation extended the 4-member committee's deadline for investigating Indigo flight disruptions, directing submission of findings by December 26 instead of December 20th. Under Prime Minister Narendra Modi's Ek Ped Maa Ke Naam Green Initiative, a symbolic Ashoka sapling was planted at the Russian Center of Science and Culture in New Delhi, strengthening environmental sustainability commitment. Dr. Elena Remizova, head of Rasotrodnichestvo in India and director of Russian House, jointly planted the sapling with New Delhi Municipal Council Vice Chairperson Kuljit Singh Chahal, emphasizing India-Russia people-to-people ties, ecological responsibility and sustainable urban development. India has successfully conducted user evaluation trials of the Akash next generation called the Akash NG air defense missile system, paving the way for its induction into the Indian Armed Forces. Akash NG missile system developed by Defence Research and Development Organisation and produced by Bharat Dynamics Limited has successfully intercepted high-speed, low-altitude targets in Odisha trials, enhancing India's indigenous defence capabilities. Environment Minister Bhupendra Yadav has accused Congress and opposition parties of spreading misinformation and misinterpreting Supreme Court's Aravali Hills verdict for political gains, asserting citizens will reject such propaganda. To curb pollution, the Commission for Air Quality Management issued show-cause notices to 6 thermal power plants near Delhi for violating biomass co-firing norms. December 24 marks National Consumer Rights Day in India. The day emphasizes consumer rights and highlights awareness as essential for protection against exploitation. The Delhi High Court on Tuesday dismissed the pleas of the 2 sons of Hizbul Mujahideen chief Syed Salahuddin and others challenging framing of charges against them in different terror funding cases. In business, the Indian indices ended in red on Wednesday. At close, the Sensex was down 116.14 points to close at 85,408.7. While Nifty was down 35.05 points to close at 26,142.1. The Indian rupee ended lower at 89.78 per dollar on Wednesday against its previous close of 89.66. Global oil prices held steady on Wednesday with Brent crude around $62 per barrel and West Texas Intermediate near $58. Global gold prices surged to around $4,490 per ounce on Wednesday, up over 70% year to date, driven by safe haven demand from US-Venezuela tensions, central bank buying. Global silver prices rose slightly to around $72.4 per ounce, marking a fresh all-time high amid strong industrial demand supply deficits, geopolitical tensions and safe haven buying. Cryptocurrency prices fell on Wednesday with Bitcoin dipping below $88,000 to around $87,500, Ethereum near $3,000 amid broad pullback, tech loss selling and pre-holiday caution. Asian stocks rose modestly with Morgan Stanley Capital International Asia Pacific Index up 0.3%, Nikkei gaining 0.4%, driven by technology shares amid strong US growth data and year-end AI optimism. European stocks traded quietly in low-volume sessions on Wednesday, with many markets closing early or fully for Christmas Eve, following recent gains and record highs amid steady growth outlook. Bangladesh's National Citizen Party has said it supports restoring the civic and political rights of ordinary Awami League supporters who were not involved in mass killings during the July uprising. NCP convener Nahid Islam stated that while supporting a fascist party may be morally wrong, collective punishment is unjust, advocating restoration of rights for ordinary Awami League supporters uninvolved in crimes. Influential United States lawmakers have urged Bangladesh's interim government to ensure free, fair, inclusive February elections, warning against banning entire political parties that could disenfranchise many voters, in fact. In an update from Russia-Ukraine conflict, Ukraine won some concessions in latest version of a US-led draft plan to end the Russian invasion, as revealed by President Volodymyr Zelensky on Wednesday. The 20-point plan agreed on by US and Ukrainian negotiators was being reviewed by Moscow. However, Kremlin is unlikely to abandon its hardline territorial demands for full Ukrainian withdrawal from the east. Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky presented his revised 20-point peace plan in a journalist briefing, proposing de facto recognition of current troop lines in occupied Donetsk, Luhansk, Zaporizhzhia and Kherson regions. 3 people, including 2 police officers, were killed in a bomb explosion on Yeletskaya Street in Russia on Wednesday, near the site of a recent high-ranking general's killing. Meanwhile, as per the Russian Defense Ministry, several Russian regions, including Moscow, came under Ukrainian drone attacks overnight as air defense systems destroyed 172 Ukrainian fixed-wing drones over Russian regions overnight. In an update from the US-Venezuela conflict, Venezuela's parliament has approved a law criminalizing activities disrupting navigation and commerce, including oil tanker seizures, targeting broad range of obstructive actions. While United States has declared at United Nations on Tuesday it will impose and enforce sanctions to maximum extent to deprive Venezuelan President Nicolas Maduro of resources amid escalating tensions backed by Russia and China. The U.S. Justice Department says a letter linking Donald Trump to Jeffrey Epstein is fake. The FBI found the handwriting did not match Epstein's and the letter was mailed after his death. Defense officials from Thailand and Cambodia will hold ceasefire talks on Wednesday. The meeting follows an emergency ASEAN foreign ministers discussion in Kuala Lumpur aimed at ending border clashes ongoing since December 7. Cambodia accused Thai forces of continued artillery fire along the border, a claim Thailand has rejected. Bangkok said talks will go ahead in Thailand's Chanthaburi province, despite Cambodia seeking a neutral venue. Protests turned tense in Bolivia's administrative capital La Paz as workers clashed with police. Demonstrators opposed a government move to scrap fuel subsidies, which raised transport and food prices. In response, police fired tear gas to stop protesters near government buildings. Authorities reported injuries and detention. Australia's New South Wales has passed new laws capping gun ownership and allowing temporary protest bans. The move follows a deadly mass shooting at a Hanukkah event in Bondi that killed 15 people. 3 died in a Moscow blast after police approached a suspicious man. Russia suspects Ukraine and has opened criminal cases. The attack follows a series targeting Russian military figures. An explosion hit a nursing home in Bucks County, Pennsylvania. 2 people were killed and 5 are missing, authorities said. Police and firefighters rushed to the scene as rescue operations continue. France's Louvre Museum has installed metal bars on Apollo Gallery windows after the daylight jewel theft. Officials say emergency security measures are underway with more upgrades planned soon. Pope Leo XIV called for a global Christmas truce, urging dialogue over conflict. He expressed concern after Russia reportedly rejected the appeal. The Pope stressed peace and reconciliation above violence. We are heading to a short break here on Express News. Keep watching DD India.
Welcome to Jaipur.
Welcome back. I'm Siddharth Bharadwaj. You're watching Express News. Let's resume. The market square of Somaire in southern France was flooded after the Vidourla River overflowed. Water levels reached over a meter in the morning, damaging homes and businesses. Meteo France issued an orange flood alert for Aveyron and a red alert for Hérol. Heavy rains and repeated rises of the Vidourla River causing the flooding. Authorities warned residents to remain cautious amid ongoing water risks. A strong cold front has brought heavy snow and freezing temperatures across northern China, disrupting transportation in Liaoning. Temperatures may drop to minus 26 degrees Celsius. China's Liaoning activated a level 3 yellow snow emergency in Shenyang. Over 2,100 snow removal vehicles and 14,000 workers were deployed to clear roads. Shaanxi and Gansu provinces also issued icy road warnings and closed several highways. Unusual snowfall hit the Tali-Makan Desert in Xinjiang, covering roads with snow. Golden sand turned to white ridges, impacting travel and requiring snow clearing operations. India Meteorological Department has issued an orange alert for very dense fog over Uttar Pradesh, Haryana, Chandigarh, Bihar and Punjab for the next 3 to 4 days. Dense fog may occur in isolated pockets of Jammu Division, Himachal Pradesh and Orissa till December 28. Also, sub-Himalayan West Bengal and Jharkhand may see reduced visibility till December 25th. Chillai Kala, the harshest 40-day phase of winter in Kashmir has begun. On Wednesday, Srinagar saw some relief as night temperatures rose slightly above normal, reaching 3 degrees Celsius. Tourists in Srinagar are enjoying the milder weather, though many await snowfall in the city. The onset of Chillai Kala has ended a dry spell of over 2 months. The air quality in Delhi NCR is in the very poor category, with AQI recorded at 318 early Thursday morning, according to the Central Pollution Control Board. Amazon's first robot-powered site in France is running at full capacity ahead of Christmas. Processing up to 1 million parcels daily with employees and robots working together. Workers at the Grand Egyptian Museum began assembling King Khufu's second boat, restoring 1,650 pieces in a joint Egyptian-Japanese project. The 42-meter-long reconstruction of King Khufu's second boat, a project expected to take 3 to 5 years, lets visitors watch the process and is hailed as a major 21st century restoration project. A Lebanese artist in Remhala village, Ale, has turned war shrapnel into artwork at the Shazaya Museum, displayed indoors and outdoors, including a cave gallery and a metal tree house, and praised by visitors as well. Mexico's President Claudia Sheinbaum's New York Times Style Icon recognition spotlights Zapotec artisan Claudia Vasquez, whose dress brought global fame and helps preserve indigenous embroidery. A small group of Christians has returned to Syria's Idlib city after fleeing Islamic State fighters over a decade ago, with around 20 people repairing homes and hoping to celebrate Christmas with neighbors. High above Bogota, Colombia mountain glows in its 2025 Christmas display. Lights of the World, inspired by 11 countries, open until January 12, 2026. Bangkok glows with festive cheer as crowds flock to downtown shopping districts to see elaborate Christmas displays featuring artificial snow, lights and massive trees. Crowds flocked to Oxford Circus, London, as last-minute Christmas shoppers filled streets and festive lights, focusing on gifts for family and friends. Santa Claus, riding a reindeer-pulled sleigh, sets off from Lapland, Finland, to deliver gifts to children worldwide for Christmas. As Christmas nears, Delhi, Prayagraj, Saharanpur and Mizoram sparkle with decorated churches, markets, carols and candlelight services celebrating the spirit of love and goodwill. Jammu celebrated Christmas with a vibrant procession, bringing biblical scenes to life, marking the start of the city's festive season and drawing both devotees and passersby. The world-famous Dhanu Yatra, an 11-day open-air theatre festival depicting Lord Krishna and Kans, has begun in Bargarh, Odisha, turning the town into a vibrant living stage of mythology and tradition. India's Department of Social Justice and Empowerment held celebration of intergenerational bonds at a school in Nowgong on Tuesday, aiming to strengthen ties between generations and promote active, dignified aging. IIT Delhi researchers have developed ILA, an AI lab assistant that performs experiments like a human by converting simple English instructions into code. Vince Zampella, co-creator of the Call of Duty video game series, died in a car crash in California at the age of 55. He was traveling in a Ferrari when it crashed and caught fire on a Los Angeles highway on Sunday. Marvel on Tuesday released the first teaser of Avengers Doomsday, confirming Chris Evans' return as Steve Rogers, also known as Captain America, ending with Steve Rogers will return. Avengers Doomsday, directed by the Russo brothers, will release on December 18, 2026, featuring Robert Downey Jr. as Dr. Doom and returning Avengers and X-Men stars. The hit Hollywood science fiction horror series Stranger Things returns on OTT with 3 new episodes from its 5th and final season, premiering in the US on Christmas Day and in other regions including India the following Friday. The 17th Bengaluru International Film Festival will run from 29th of January to 6th February 2026 in Bengaluru, featuring the best award-winning films from India and abroad. Bahubali star Prabhas unveiled the Script Craft Short Film Festival, giving global filmmakers a platform. Films of 2 minutes and above will compete for 90 days, with winners chosen by audience votes. Animal, a Bollywood action drama starring Ranbir Kapoor and directed by Sandeep Reddy Vanga, releases in Japan on 13th of February 2026. The Bollywood romantic comedy Tu Meri Main Tera Tu Meri, starring Kartik Aaryan and Ananya Pandey, releases in theatres this Christmas. The teaser of the upcoming pan-India film Maisa, starring Indian actress Rashmika Mandanna, has released on Wednesday. Actor Ali Fazal on Wednesday shared the first look of Guddu Bhaiya from Mirzapur, the film. The movie is currently being shot in Jaisalmer and is set for a 2026 theatrical release. Indian women's cricket team beat Sri Lanka by 7 wickets in the second T20 International in Visakhapatnam to secure a 2-0 lead in the 5-match series. 14-year-old Indian batter Vaibhav Suryavanshi has become the youngest to score a century in men's one-day first-class cricket during a Vijay Hazare Trophy match in Ranchi. Spinner Mitchell Santner will lead New Zealand squad in the 5-match T20 series against India in January next year. While Michael Bracewell has been appointed captain for the 3-match one-day series in Santner's absence. England pace spearhead Jofra Archer was ruled out of the rest of the Ashes series with a side strain. While England batter Oli Pope was axed for 4th test against Australia starting on Friday in Melbourne. Captain Ben Stokes said protecting England players' welfare was his top concern amid claims of excessive drinking during a mid-Ashes beach break. The first Khelo India Tribal Games logo, theme song and mascot Morveer, meaning My Warrior, have been unveiled in Bilaspur on Wednesday. Over 127 teams across the country have applied to participate in the second edition of the All India Basketball Championship beginning in New Delhi on Saturday. The 2026 Winter Olympics flame reached Italian city of Naples in the last stop of the relay before Christmas. Japanese golf legend Masashi Jumbo Ozaki has passed away at 78 after battling colon cancer. His 113 worldwide victories remain the most by any Japanese player. American skiing star Lindsey Vonn will compete in her 5th Winter Olympics after she booked her spot on the US team for the February Games in Italy. Real Madrid's Endrick has joined French side Lyon until the end of the season for a €1 million. Arsenal defeated Crystal Palace in penalty shootout to progress to the semi-finals of the Carabao Cup. alias Ashuri double helped Tunisia ease to a 3-1 win over Uganda in their opening game at the Africa Cup of Nations in Morocco. Well, that's it in this edition of Express News. News and updates will continue on DD India. Don't go anywhere. Stay tuned.